series of lessons, we're going to be focusing on soloing using arpeggios. Now, that's not to be confused with sweep arpeggios. We've already covered that in a separate module. It's got more in common with the learning the neck module, in as much as we're going to start by learning the caged shapes for major, minor, and diminished arpeggios. Then we're going to go on to major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, minor 7, flat 5 arpeggios using the cage system. Now, the reason I didn't show you this when we were covering the learning the neck module is I wanted to devote a lot of time to this subject because it's a very in-depth subject. So we're going to start by learning those shapes. Then we're going to move on to some bigger stretches, 2-note per string arpeggios and some string skipping ideas. And some of these ideas I actually learnt when I was taking lessons with Phil Hilborn a few years ago, and they've come in very handy, so I fully acknowledge Phil for showing me those shapes. We're also going to look at some smaller arpeggio shapes which are they've kind of got more in common with David Gilmour's style of playing. You can fit them in a slightly kind of subtle manner in your playing. We're going to finish off the series of lessons by learning the solo I played on the intro, because that covers a lot of shapes and a lot of ideas, and it's not really the way I would approach soloing. I wouldn't normally throw that many arpeggio ideas into one solo, but it's just to demonstrate the shapes that are possible to play. We're also going to learn the rhythm guitar part from that solo as well, from the backing track, which will help you with your funky rhythm playing. So we've got a lot to get through, and it's going to be fun, and it's really going to open a lot of doors to the way you play. If you haven't used arpeggios in the context of soloing before, then this will really spice up your playing. So without further ado, let's get tuned up and we'll get started with the first shape.